Hey everybody, welcome back to this edition of Channel Chat. And look at these beautiful, beautiful faces I have in front of me. Of course you know them.
He's looking
It is the lovely and wonderful Christine and Peter. No. And the dashing, debonair, and downright awesome dude, Peter. I'm sorry. That was mean. I didn't mean to do that. Well, now, I did, but I did.
Big Red viewers, we tried to get him to show his face, but he didn't want to make us feel bad with how gorgeous he is. So
yeah, that'll happen. we were just talking about that. There's no way I can compete. How you guys doing?
We're good.
How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty well. First off, I know I said it once, but I just have to say thank you guys again for doing this for me. I know it's Mother's Day evening, and happy Mother's Day, Christine, and I appreciate you doing this with me tonight.
Honestly, man, my son is 18 and he just started his first job and he's working. So we did a real quick celebration with him this morning. He was gone the rest of the day. So I just kind of had a day to
with your mom.
With my mom. Yeah. I did have some time with my mom.
That's good.
I took her on detailed, but otherwise, just kind of hanging out.
That's good. Yeah. We actually had a break in our schedule, and we had kind of our schedule shift. So I'm going to be taking off here in a week or so and go spend some time with my mama. Cause I don't get to do that enough. So
that means Nebraska. Yes,
it does.
That means fishing videos.
It does. Now I'm going back to see my mom. I'm going back to see my mom.
Okay. Sorry.
And fish. Okay.
Right.
But yes. But got to talk to her today, so she's doing good. But gosh, guys, I mean, seriously, how have you guys been? I know you've been through some stuff, and we've all been through all this lockdown and all this other good stuff. How you guys coming through on the other side, kind of, sort of other side of things?
Man, my jobs of the two of us, my career path took by far the biggest hit. Teaching changed completely overnight, and being a therapist changed completely overnight in California. And it's not in a state, it's in a state of sort of recovery.
Yeah.
But it's going to be another year before, at least another year before teaching college is back to the way it was here in California.
Yeah.
Being a therapist is more available again. The problem with being in California is that there's lots of jobs, and you go on Indeed.com and you look them up, and they say this is a great job, and it's 3.5 hours away. No, that's fine. I like driving, but that's a little much. So it's while we are clearly in a rebound state, and we're going to need it. As a therapist talking to all the people that may watch this, well, this is what trauma looks like. This is it. And it's going to change relationships. It's going to change a lot of things. So there's going to be work for me, but it's not yet.
Yeah.
And so I'm still in this weird holding pattern. Christine's job never stopped.
I never quit working. Our company does electrical, construction, pipeline inspection, industrial process controls, metal detectors, and x-rays. So even when there was a complete shutdown, my company was considered essential.
Yeah.
So I never quit working. And even when I did have to work, at least I was given the opportunity to work at home part-time. So I do spend 2 days a week working from the home, which is hard because, like when Pete was teaching, I'd have Pete in one area of the place doing his teaching online. My son is in his room and he's doing his online school. And then I'm sitting there trying to, do conference calls or phone calls or whatever. So, it was really interesting, but at least I had the steady, I didn't have to worry about it. So that was really nice.
I was the same way,
There's like this list of things as a marriage and family therapist that I ask couples about, to sort of gauge the survivability of their relationship. And I get to add, could you go through COVID lockdown with them?
Yeah.
And we did. And as with all real people, there were moments, everybody is used to having 6 or 8 hours a day away from the person they love a few days a week.
Sure.
And there were moments where we were just like, why are you still in my space? But that's normal. The abnormal stuff is when people pretend it doesn't happen or let it become something else. We would just say, okay, I'm going, we have a separate bedroom.
Can you go in the bedroom?
Right.
Yeah.
Go in there and watch TV for 2 hours. When that was over, she was like, it's nice to see you again.
Yeah.
Right. So learning how to navigate that
And
space.
to be fair, he would like peek the door open and be like, "Is it okay?" And I'm like, "No,
Right.
go back."
Are we good? Okay.
No.
But that was the COVID reality. I mean, we live in a condo, man. It's less than 1,000 square feet.
Yeah.
3 adults, 2 cats, and a dog. And so
Yeah.
you asked that's been our year and a half, but we came to a place with it. We figured out how to make it work and how to do the things that needed to get done, have them happen.
Yeah.
And that's what made it okay. Because in the end, I mean, look, man, in the first 6 months of COVID, I was a mess because all of these plans and goals that I had for myself as a professional just sort of went,
Oh yeah.
hey, well, that's exciting. What do we do now? But time happens, things change, and then things begin to recover. So that's where we're at.
Yeah. No, I completely get that. I mean, I'm with Christine. Mine didn't change a bit. And as a matter of fact, it was just timing of it. But everybody was like, all right, we're shut down, nobody's going to work. And then we were like, well, I'm working 12 to 14 hours a day now. So, I was just the complete opposite. We ramped up, at the time. And trust me, I totally get what you're saying about, being in one other space, because for the last 8 years, Nellie's worked days and I've worked swings.
Wow.
We
Oh,
only
wow.
see each other on the weekends.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah,
So
that's
there
tough.
for a while, she was having to telework. Right.
Oh,
So she's in here doing her thing. And I'm like, I love you. I don't want you here. I mean, it's just different. And it's because
Right.
you get so used to, I had my time in the morning. She had her time in the evening to do what we wanted to do. And it was just, that's how we got into it. We just got into that rhythm because that's just the way it was.
see, and I think Pete took the brunt of it because when COVID hit, and I'm working, for lack of better working, I'm working a shit ton of hours.
Right.
And then, so I have no alone time, and I come
Right.
home, and there's Pete. Hey, honey, and I'm just like, can we just, just. But he missed me, and I'm
Sure.
just like, I'm done dealing with everybody's emergencies during, because COVID ramped up, and we have, like I said, we do metal detectors and x-rays. So those are all food companies.
Yeah.
So half the foods that a lot of people eat, and we're in Seattle and Washington, I mean, all over the country. And those places have ramped up because they had to be a lot more careful with everything. So
Yeah.
that's when things got harder for me.
Yeah.
And I would come home just pissy. And I just want, I can't even go to the bathroom alone because the cats. And so poor Pete would, seriously, oh my God,
Though.
So, but you deal with it. You learn to
Yeah.
deal with it.
Yeah,
You learn to make the best of it. And
But we're a microcosm. JB, you and Nellie, and Christine and I, we're a microcosm of what's going on all over the country.
Oh, sure.
So when I say that there's going to be work for me, there's going to be work for me.
Yeah.
Oh, I definitely think there's going to be, I mean, well, there is. I don't think there's going to be. There is
oh yeah.
fallout from it.
Yeah,
Already.
we're still culturally in denial. Everybody's acting like as soon as they raise the gates, we're going to go back to the way things were. And I'm here to tell you, that's not happening. We've changed businesses have changed. People have changed. How we feel about spending time with other people has changed. Where we want to be and how kind of crowds we want to be in has changed.
Yeah.
I have friends that are musicians. They're dying to go back to work. And yet as a therapist, I'm sitting here thinking, hey, it's going to be a while before before 500 people are willing to pack into that tiny space. Right.
Let me play devil's advocate for a second, if you don't mind.
Devil on.
The only reason I do that is because I was listening. I listen to my Hair Nation on the way to work every day. And I was listening to Monday. There you go. Monday. Oh shoot, what's his name? He's always got a live show on Monday where he takes calls. Gosh darn it, I can't think of his name. But anyway, he was talking. A caller called in, and they were talking about, they went and saw a live show, and he's like, "Really, a live show? Where? Are you kidding me?" And the guy was like, "Yeah, there was probably 4,000 people there," and the guy couldn't believe it. But I can kind of believe it, because on the flip side of, I totally get what you're saying. Don't get me wrong. But I think on the other side, people are just ready for it, aren't they? At some point. You know what I mean?
people want to get out. People are tired.
Yeah.
A portion.
Yeah. There's
Yeah.
still a big portion of people though that don't want to be out. They
Oh,
don't want to
true.
be in crowds.
Exactly. Exactly.
Our-
True.
our-
Very true.
Our restaurants in the neighboring county are open for sit down. Our malls are open.
Well, but to be fair, the restaurants are still they're not at full capacity yet.
Right, but there's never a line.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, so
right.
we're ready. I mean, on some level we are ready, but I'm just saying that I think we're going to see a lot more. Anyway, I think it's going to take longer than people assume for us to get back to normal on this. And where the real problem is going to be is there are some people who have no issues. They're going to step right back into their lives. Everything's going to be fine.
Right.
They're going to expect everyone else that they meet to respond to them in the way that they're used to or waiting for.
Sure.
And that may not happen.
No, I can
And
definitely see
so-
that for sure. I can definitely
Right.
see that. So, okay, speaking of crowds, people,
Yeah.
let's talk about Blade Show West.
Yeah, let's.
Well,
Sorry.
okay, let's talk about Blade Show and Blade Show West. I still think Blade Show is going to go off. I don't think there's going to be I don't think that's not going to happen. Of course,
I don't either.
I'm not gonna be able to make it, unfortunately. I was all ready to go in 2020, and then
Right.
But yeah, it's not in the cards this month. I gotta go see my mom. I'm gonna make that trip instead. But Blade Show West, I'm very looking forward. It's in Long Beach this year, so it's kind of sort of ish down in your neck of the woods. Kind of sort of ish.
Hey, when we go to Blade West last year, it was a 12-hour drive.
Right.
And to be fair, it's because we stopped, we stayed with friends up there. But for us to go to Long Beach, that's
6 hours.
6 hours.
Yeah.
So
is it still 6 hours?
Oh yeah, man.
Yeah, but that's half.
It's right.
370 miles.
Yeah.
I mean, it's still a decent drive. Don't get me wrong.
Oh yeah, but we love just getting in the car and driving. So
Yeah, we're looking forward to that.
Yeah.
I mean, that's get out and go.
Yeah.
I think it's going to happen. I mean, I don't doubt it's going to happen at this point. California's handling things pretty well. I'm curious to see what it looks like when we get there.
Yeah, me too.
Limited amount of how they're going to manage the amount of people that get in at a time, what the lining is going to look like, and all that stuff. For us, of course, being there is huge, but I feel like there's going to be a much larger outside of Blade Show gathering situation going on this year. Last year, and what I mean by that is that people will be, we're going to see, but instead of maybe we're willing to leave the floor an hour and a half earlier and go find somewhere where we can all hang out and show what we picked up that day. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. I think.
And you know what I think is cool is we got to see. So last Blade West, we got to hang out with you guys, you and Nelly and Marshall, Zach, David.
Yeah.
So I mean,
Adrian.
Zach stuff, Blade Banter, Adrian Damn Designs, and that was awesome. And this year we're going to have even more. And not only that, but there's so many subs out there that are actually going to this one.
Yeah.
That really want to meet us. And I'm just like, hey, you guys know what I look like. You see me on YouTube. If you see me, come say hi.
Right.
Well,
no Batman masks for us.
No.
What's that?
Well, maybe I should wear a Batman mask. No, not Batman. That one's taken for sure.
No, you have to wear your hula skirt.
Honestly, I think we should all wear a Batman mask and see. Oh, sorry. I was just thinking it'd be if we all wore Batman and we just throw poor Nick off his game completely. Just every single person in a Batman mask.
But I can't do that because he doesn't have boobs.
That's true.
I can't argue with that. I was trying to think of a comeback and I can't argue with that.
Yeah,
so yeah.
You're correct.
Yeah, you're right. I can't
Nick Shabazz and his big changes.
Yeah, right.
Or his maybe not big, but his changes.
Yeah, there you go.
But I know Slicey's going, and I know that Nick's going, and I'm pretty sure that Dirk's talking about going, and Adrian's going.
Yeah.
As far as we
That's
know.
good.
Yeah.
As far as we know.
He's planning on it.
I know that you and Zach are planning on going. You probably know more people than even we do that are planning on going from within your well-organized. Dude, you are so amazing at bringing people together. So you have many more contacts, I think, than we do. And so I'm sure and I think it's just going to be amazing.
Is Derek going to be there? Is Aloni going to be there?
I assume so.
He had told me yes, he would be at that one.
Cool.
Also, we're not
I'd
sure
love
about
to meet him.
Oh, I will take you over for first thing. He is so awesome. He is just the neatest guy ever. I really, really, look, it's the Butron.
Shush.
But when I saw him up at, he told me he was going to go watch your video. It was really cute because I told him what I did with the knife.
Yeah.
And I said, he absolutely loves it. I said, and I told him, I hope you're going to West. I said, because I really want you guys to meet. And he was all for it. So
Yeah.
Oh,
And
we
we
had
know
a-
Monterey Bay Knives is going to be there.
yep.
Good. Good.
We're not sure about Sanford, but we know that Lindy Lou said I think she's running the booth. So we know that
really?
the
Yeah.
MBK booth.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, or she's going to be there helping.
She'll be
We
there
don't know.
helping or whatever. Yeah.
Alien Knives is going.
Yep.
Lewis from
Lewis.
Alien Knives is going. He
Cool.
already has his table. That was fun because he didn't know it was happening. And I was talking to him on Instagram one day and I'm like, hey, are you going? He's like, going where? And so about a week later, he's like, I got my table. I was like, that's awesome.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's going to be, I think because, we were kind of saying how everybody is so tired of being in lockdown. Everybody's so tired of not
Yeah.
being able to do these things. And Blade West being Southern California this year, I think it's giving people more of an opportunity to go.
For sure.
So,
Yeah.
I mean, except for like you and Zach, you guys are up north, but I think it's gonna be really interesting, and I hope it's gonna be a blast.
Well, the guys
Oh, I
that run
think it
Blade
will be.
West were pretty upset with Oregon last year, and it's
Yeah.
unfortunate, but Oregon waited. They canceled super early,
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
and that was upsetting to the people that run Blade West. That's their thing. I don't know anything about that beyond what they said.
Sure. Right.
And they mentioned that they were going to hunt a new location, and I have to admit, when I first heard that, I was like, great, it's going to be in Georgia or it's going to be in Alabama or
Right?
something.
Yeah.
And we'll never see it again because that's if I got to choose to fly that far across the country, I'm going to East. I'm going to Blade. But I know they wanted to keep it out here, but it could have been anywhere. And they picked California, which is interesting because this is where it started.
Is it
Yeah.
really? Is it really?
Oh yeah, it was in California. We belong to a group called BACA, which is Bay Area Knife Collectors Association, and
It's
they
here
were a big part of it in the 90s.
Okay.
And then
Yeah, they had huge shows.
They did. They had huge shows, and Blade
Yeah.
West was part of it. And then California made it very difficult to do knife shows for a while.
Yeah. Yeah.
The rules about weapons.
Right.
They aren't
right.
weapons, they're tools. They aren't weapons, they're tools. But a good portion of the population has a hard time seeing it that way. And so California just kind of pulled back from all that. Now, of course, particularly thanks to COVID, they're like, you want to show off your A-bombs? Come on.
Yeah.
Right. So hopefully it will be a good show. Will be no issues, and they will have found a new home for themselves. That would be great.
Yeah. I trust me. I'm looking forward to coming to Southern California. It's only been 12, 13. Oh, crap. It's been longer than that. Probably 15 years
Wow.
since
So
I've
what
been
were
in
you,
Southern
9?
California. Yeah. That was right after I enlisted. I had 10. No, it's been forever since I've been to Southern California.
I was 9, just so you know, because I'm young.
Yes, you are.
Yeah.
Very young.
Super not young.
Hey, we're all in the same boat this year.
That's
We're
right.
gonna, we're gonna have to celebrate. We're gonna have to celebrate that.
I'm the youngest one of you all, though, but we are
I know.
celebrating because my birthday is the following weekend.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
We talked about that. Yes.
Well, actually, it's 2 weekends.
Is it?
Yeah, it's
I don't know. My birthday's the 16th, so whenever.
Wow.
No, it'd be the following weekend.
Now
Wouldn't
you're
it?
going to get all sorts of cards and
Following
stuff.
weekend?
Yeah,
I'm not going to get cards. My favorite colors are red and purple.
that's true. They are.
Yeah, so I keep saying, man, we're gonna celebrate down there. Let's have some fun. Let's have a good time.
Definitely. Oh yeah, without a doubt.
Our plan is actually to get down there Thursday night.
Mhm.
Ours too. Ours too.
Right. So sort of late evening Thursday, and then we're probably driving home Sunday morning.
I think we're coming down Thursday, and I think we're not flying back until Tuesday.
Well,
And when I say we, I'm talking about, well, Zach's coming down and I'm coming down, and I think we got a couple things planned.
nice.
Maybe we'll see. I don't know. I should probably shut up. No, I don't know. We're gonna look around.
Yeah, mine's kind of all pending on my work right now.
Sure.
We're only staying a block and a half from
Yeah.
the convention center,
Okay, well, that's
so
cool.
we're super close.
I have to
Right on.
assume our rooms will be the coat check for our little group.
Our
'Cause we're
rooms-
like right there.
Yeah, I've already checked with people, and our room kind of is the coat check right now. So.
Yeah.
Which
Right
is
on.
fine. I mean, if it gives her a place to land and hoard their stuff or whatever, that's awesome.
Okay, cool, sweet. Yeah, I am definitely looking forward to it. And I know there's been a lot of people that have said that they're going to go, like not only our fellow YouTube brethren, but just, all the guys that subscribe to everybody. I mean,
Yeah.
we
Yeah.
pretty much have a pretty hardcore subscription base between
Yeah.
the three of us, Zach, and I mean, there's a pretty hardcore group there.
So
And
that brings up a little side conversation, but I've been meaning to talk to you about this. So
okay,
we as with everybody, we've been watching the goings on with Metal Complex,
sure,
right?
right.
And I'm just going to do it because somebody has to. If you're not subscribed to Metal Complex, go do it. He has a great channel. But one of the things about his channel, as big as it is now, and this is true of Slicey and other people as well, is that particularly in his lives and in any opportunity where there's back and forth communication, I don't recognize, but 3 or 4 people, everybody else, I don't, it's so big that
Yeah,
that sense of community is just, well, it's just expanded out to kind of a more gauzy, with you and with Jay, and with with Zach and with us. You're right. I mean, a lot of the people that come and participate in our lives may or may not be subscribed to us, but they are with you, and so we see them a few times a week in this cycle,
Yeah.
right? In this circle,
for sure.
and it's fantastic.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Awesome.
that's that is. I mean, I can if I watch you guys' live or if I watch Zach's live, I can probably name off at least a dozen people without even
Right.
batting an eye that are going to be there.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Let's see. I know Jason and Monster, and I know these guys.
Eggs.
Yeah,
Mrs.
exactly.
Eggs,
Yeah. I mean, you just know that they're going to be there.
Mike
and it's
Jurgens, Mark
Evil
Herrera,
Lee,
Evil Lee,
Tom
Manny
Weingart,
Z.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Grom.
Yeah. Oh God,
Right.
Grom. Yeah, you cannot.
I'm trying to get Grom to go to Blade West.
Oh yeah,
Right?
Are you trying?
Grom, if you're watching, go to Blade West.
Go to Blade West, Grom. You have to
the
do
other
it.
channels, KC and Dirk, and these look. But that's fantastic, and that has been. We were talking very seriously about COVID a few minutes ago. Let me tell you something. That circle was a big part of sanity for me, and I think for a lot of people, and that's why it grew and then kind of also solidified.
You don't even. You don't even.
Right?
You don't even know, man. You don't even know. I mean, it's the truth. It's the definite truth. I mean, I think we pretty much kept one another sane.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah,
honestly,
definitely.
I really do.
Because
for
sure. I mean, all of a sudden, so for you kids out there, one of the hard things that nobody tells you about being an adult is that maintaining friendships is hard. It's not like it was in school where you could just drop everything and run off with your friends all the time. And when you add the COVID isolation to that, it becomes even more distant. And so having this online community, which was fantastic and remains so, was, I think, awesome. It was very, not to, say my own name, but therapeutic.
I'm completely with you on that.
I just really appreciate all the folks that stuck, in it. And particularly because of my surgery, our live schedule just went to hell.
Sure.
Oh, for
and
a good year, we were just
people, instead of people being like, well, you let us down. And I got marvelous messages on Instagram like, hey, are you okay?
Yeah.
We're here when you're ready. Don't even sweat it. That was amazing.
Oh,
And that's your audience. I got to tell you, recently I did a giveaway, and by the way, I'm drawing that giveaway here tomorrow. And I asked, what brought you to my channel? And better than 50% said JB.
JB and Zach.
Yeah.
I got JB, Zach, and you.
I got you. I got a ton of people that said they found her first.
Yeah. JB and Zach were the two biggest out there, and a lot of them. There was a lot of JBs out there, and I'm like, I just have to say, JB, that I'm so proud to call you my Blade West husband.
Does that mean I can run off on my own again at next Blade West?
Sure, absolutely. I'll be looking at knives with JB.
You guys have the same taste in knives. I'll be over in the giant ridiculous knives.
Show that one again. What you got? What is that? What you got?
Oh, so this is the ADV Badlands Bowie. Hey, whatever.
I was gonna say old age.
Yeah, this actually inspired me. So I got this from a friend of mine who had it custom made by ADV for him. And I have a new ADV coming from South Africa. It's the ADV Alpha.
Oh yes, the Alpha. That was
Yeah,
the one.
and it's red and
Oh,
black because I wanted to honor
yes.
my friends that love red and black, and
He
also
wants his wife to carry it.
it's just beautiful. But man, it's funny. We've been you got these beautiful knives on the table, and we will come to those. But in the last 2 months, my knife collection has probably been reduced by a third.
Oh yeah.
Some of it, of course, because money is real, as I
Oh
always say in
yeah.
my videos.
Yeah, it definitely
But
is.
also because I've just sort of been refining down. I had 240 knives. It happened. I don't know. And I've just been trading and selling and selling and trading and picking up, stuff like the Direware.
Sure.
Because I've realized that I'd like, I collect knives, but I'm sort of out of energy to collect all of the knives.
Oh, don't even. Yeah, that's
You
not
know,
even.
I mean, every budget knife and everything, for those of you watching, I know a lot of channels get a lot of stuff, generously from makers, and we get some of that too, but we buy most of our stuff.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And so it was like I had a whole roll of knives that I'm like, what am I gonna? I don't ever carry these. What am I gonna do with them? So I have a friend who sells knives, so I was just like, here you go, dude. But that's made it a little weird. Do you consider yourself a collector who has a channel, or are you a channel that has a collection?
Honestly, I guess I would probably have to say I'm a channel that has a collection, because I mean, well, not until recently there wasn't really anything that I said, okay, I am going to get this or these, or you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But then the Rough Rider Reserve started, and I made a decision that would be one collection that I would try to get all of them. So I
Yeah.
mean, I guess I'm evolving, which is basically what you said you've just done, as
Yeah.
you've evolved by devolving,
Right.
in a way. So I mean, yeah, I mean, do I consider myself a collector? Not really, but I guess I am, because I have a collection, right? I mean, isn't that the definition of the word? So I mean,
I mean, it's how we come at this stuff, right? So I had a big knife collection. By the way, my 2-year anniversary is in June.
Nice.
Thanks. Yeah, that was cool.
My 3 years in June.
That's awesome.
My 2 years in July.
There you go. More stuff to celebrate. Woohoo!
Yay. But I was watching you, and I was watching, Josh over on Jimmy Slash.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Oh, by the way, Jimmy Slash is trying to come to Blade West too.
Cool.
Yes.
So we're talking about that.
Yes.
As a matter of fact, I think his was my answer for how I met you. I believe so, if I remember correctly.
We met a lot of people through him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's how I come to meet you guys, I believe.
Remember, I know that when that was the point of that silly story, is how I, that little bit I got started. I looked at my knife collection one day and went, I bet I could talk about these in videos. That's really what it took.
Yeah.
And then I released a couple, and within a month or less than that, David Blade Banner reached out, and that was the nicest thing ever. Followed immediately by Gear Towards Gear, Sean over at Gear Towards Gear.
Sure.
And I think that's how we got sort of started talking to you guys.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, could have been.
I know that Josh was super supportive. He was like, here's the people you should talk to.
Yeah. Yeah.
We were like, okay, because we didn't know anything else. But that's how it gets rolling. I don't know where I'm going anymore. I lost the thread. Pick it up and run. Run with.
No, not run away.
I don't know what you want. I'm out.
And I did, we always talk, like when I met you, I honestly don't know, but I do think it was through Jimmy Slash, because Jimmy Slash, I mean, the whole reason I started was, one, Peter started, and I thought that was great. And then I thought, well, there's all these manly knives and all these manly men, and I don't have a beard, and I carry smaller knives.
Let's do a thing.
And I thought, let's do a thing. And Jimmy Slash was like, that's a great idea. And Peter was like, hey, that's a great idea.
Yeah.
So I thought, let's do it. And, and it's evolved, and more women are getting into it. And I think that's awesome. Molly's on all the time with Justin over on OCD for EDC.
Yeah.
Swags was doing it obviously because she was doing it on, at the time I was doing it, Swags was working for SMKW.
Sure.
So she was doing some reviews, but then eventually she started her own channel.
Yeah.
We have Little Fit Devil Carla's now doing it, right?
Yeah.
So that's awesome.
Yeah.
Now you've got more of these women's channels coming in, and I'm just like, this is awesome. I love that. You know, maybe what I review might not be for some of the people out there, but I don't review knives that I don't like. You know, I review knives that I like that suit me.
Right.
And some of them that Peter has, I'll carry them. I'll carry them to see if I like them or not. If I don't like them, I don't necessarily review them because I don't like to do bad reviews.
Yeah.
But I love getting all different sizes. You know, I do like doing that. And my tastes have actually changed. So going from the smaller knives to the larger knives now, you know, are pretty fun actually.
Although some bad gear is fun to review.
Yes.
It is. It is. Yes, indeed. Oh,
Shadow Rangers.
Your Australian accent.
Shadow Rangers.
Shadow Ranger. You've got this.
Oh, there we go. Woo!
That is the most patriotic thing I've
That
ever
is so
seen.
patriotic.
And you know what? We're of course we're recording this at least about a week before it's actually going to air. So,
Yeah.
But we were on Zach's live today, and Zach's like, "I don't have the Shadow Ranger." I'm like, "Oh, this is something that must be corrected."
Yes.
So I immediately went on Amazon, and now hopefully in 2 days, 48 hours, Zach will be an owner of the Shadow Ranger as well.
These are viral. I mean, literally in the most legitimate sense of the word. Lefty EDC started it as a joke because apparently, and I didn't see any of it, but apparently the ads for these things, the most amazing tactical knife in the world, whatever.
Oh, you've never seen them?
YouTube.
You've never seen the commercial?
I never have.
No.
It's never come up in my.
Oh, I've seen that commercial comes up and the guy's like, "I've got to tell you about this knife," and it's like the Shadow Ranger, and I'm like, I'm just looking at it going, "Oh, dude."
Oh my God! Find us the link and send that to us because we want to see that.
Right.
I'll try to do that for you.
The Shadow Ranger.
Yeah, but I'm like,
deadliest knife in the world.
But he's like super serious, and I'm like, dude, are you getting paid a lot of money?
You know, that's funny because I've had, I won't say names, but I've had, you know, a few companies have reached down. They're like, "Hey, you know, we'd love for you to review this and everything," and I go to their website, and it's not, you know, it's the very Shadow Ranger thing that you guys all.
No, I hear you. I hear you.
The best knife in the world, and then they send it to me, and I'm like, I'm going to review this, but I'm going to give my honest opinion. So are you sure you want me to review it? Here's my thoughts on it.
I got knife catfished by a company. They reached out to me on Instagram and sent me some pictures of some knives, and they asked me which one I wanted to review. And I went online and I looked at them. They're not amazing, but they were okay. And I chose the one that I would be willing to review.
Sure.
And then they sent me the other one.
Oh, really?
And I was like, yeah. And so they hit me up for a couple. I finally said, listen, I can't do this. I'm not doing a fixed bladed 5CR13 MOV. I'm just not doing it. I'm not going to tell them, you won't like what happens. Right. And so it's just really awkward. That's happened a couple of times. They're like, here's this thing. And I'm like, that I'll do. And then like, yeah, but we want to send you this one instead. And I'm like, no.
Yeah. Yeah. That was one of my goals of this year is, typically as reviewers, we do exactly what Christine said. We review knives we like.
Yep.
It's human nature. It really is. And I don't want to do a bad review, but I started thinking about it and I was like, don't we, and this is just my thought, don't I as a reviewer not only owe my viewers reviews of the good knives, but don't I owe them reviews of knives that they maybe should be a little wary of? Yeah,
and I think that's fair because I think that, everybody has a different opinion. So a knife that I may like, Peter may hate.
Exactly.
You may like something, Zach may hate it.
Exactly.
So it's always...
They never fight.
Yes, they do.
Yes, we do.
Yes, they do.
Yes, we do.
I tell you, this feeds back to, I ask you, are you a collector that has a channel or a channel that now has a collection? You see, I as a knife collector that happens to have a channel, I just don't even go near knives I don't like.
Yeah. No, I get that.
You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
it's been habit and part of the hobby for me for so long that it would take willful intent for me to go, okay, send me that thing that I have no interest in. And then I'm always afraid the review is going to be like, okay, so here's the thing, and this is trash, and then let's look at something fun.
No, oh, dude, I totally get that. I totally, because if it's something you don't like, are you going to be as, let's say, enthusiastic about the review as one that you don't like? No, I don't think that's the case. But I mean, case in point, honestly, I probably wouldn't have reviewed the button lock Elementum.
Yeah.
That knife pissed me off so bad. I mean, I'll be, that's my God's honest opinion. It did, because that's what people wanted. People were like, give us a button. You know, people were just asking and asking, and then they did what they did, and I'm like, why did you do this? Why did you do this?
Right.
You know, and that's just my opinion. Plenty of people are going to like it. Plenty of people are going out and buy it. You may love it. I don't know. You know, but
it's fair. It's fair to give a review on your thoughts, whether good or bad, because you know.
So I do review knives that I don't particularly like. That's a different thing from knives that aren't good.
Oh, true. Very true. Yes. Yes, indeed.
I have never, and I will never carry a bug out. I've never done it. Okay. I have 150 other knives that I prefer in hand. I prefer the weight, the way they feel, the way they cut. And yet that is an excellent pocket knife. Right? Bug out's great. Not for me. And so I was able to review that knife strictly from a knife observer position. And I use it all the time as a size comparison tool. But I can't say I've never carried it. That's wrong. I mean, I carried it when I first got it to test it out. But as a collector, it never, you know, when I walk past my...
Sorry, that's our other cat.
my tray of 30 knives, I never go, you know what, I'm going to ignore, I'm going to put all these aside and grab the bug out. It never happens.
Yeah. No,
but it doesn't mean it's not a good knife. So yes, I do review stuff that I don't, like's the wrong word. I do review stuff that I don't carry.
Yeah.
But some knives...
You're reviewing the knife for the knife.
I'm reviewing the knife for the knife. There are some knives that I just, you know, I see other channels reviewing them, and I look at that and all I can think of is I'm just going to spend 30 minutes, you know, 15 minutes tearing that to pieces. I don't want it.
Yeah.
No, I get that. I get that for sure.
And yet there's a part of me that absolutely agrees with you. If I'm a knife reviewer as opposed to a collector with a channel, then it would behoove me to expand the stuff that I get into things that aren't great to help other people make more informed decisions.
Right.
I mean, that's kind of my thought about it. You know, I don't, and when I give an opinion, it's just that. It's an opinion. You know, I try to say, this does this for me, or it doesn't do this for me. It may be your perfect knife. I don't know, but I try to present it in a way that, you know, I do my hand measurement and I try to say, okay, my hand is this wide. You know, this is how it fits in a hand that wide. So if they go, well, heck, what? Okay, well, my hand's the same size, so it'll probably fit me pretty good. You know what I mean? That type of thing. Yeah. And that's what I try to do. But now I do this all the time. I do this to myself all the time. Big and little. CRKT, right?
Yeah.
Get it.
There it is.
Yeah.
My love-hate with CRKT, but I do it to myself. I love this knife. I honestly do. I've had it for 2 days. I love almost everything about this knife. Will I go out and buy one? No, not even close.
Right.
I'll go buy a Pilar 3 and save $50.
Oh yeah, definitely. See, and that's the thing. So what is wrong with saying that? Would you, because it's not, it's your opinion.
It's my truth. Right? It's my truth.
And I mean, honestly, if you go to reviewers and not necessarily even knife reviewers, but any reviewer, they're going to review with an honest opinion, whether they like it or not. So
sure.
Yeah.
And I think that's what people, I would hope that's what people want. They want an honest opinion.
It was interesting because when I was asking people what was the first video or what would they like to see me do, and I had people talk about, you know, I want to see you do pry bars.
Yeah.
And I thought, okay, that's a good idea, but that means I'd have to use one. So I don't use one very often,
Yeah.
because I
I will
don't.
start gluing your laptop shut, so you have to use the pry bar.
Yeah.
There you
Yeah.
go. There you
But
go.
pry bars was a good one. People started talking about, sharpen your knives, take your knives apart. Um, there were some really good ideas, but some of them I just don't do. Yes, I'll take my knife apart. Yes, I'll sharpen if I need to. I guess I can review a pry bar, but to me, because I don't use it all the time, a pry bar is going to be a pry bar to me.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
not going to be a huge difference.
Yeah, so here's the thing. You mentioned it, that you said earlier that your opinion is just your opinion, but here's the thing. Going to college to learn a skill or going into the military and having training means that you do a thing for a while, you become sort of an expert at it.
You become a subject matter expert. Yeah.
Right, a subject matter expert. So even though it is just your opinion, just my opinion, her opinion, whatever the knife is, you do this for a couple of years or a few years, you put out, 1,000 videos or, 1,000 hours of content, 2,000 hours, whatever. You do sort of become an expert in these things, and maybe your expert opinion doesn't agree with other people and they disagree with you, but that's them and that's what's going on. But, you have to be able to at least speak of these things with a certain level of certainty and understanding and awareness and,
Of course,
and knowledge.
Of course.
And I think that's really what drives me away from doing, and I'm a hippie therapist, man. So doing negative reviews feels like using I probably had 1,000 knives at this point, really. And I've kept, 250 of them.
Yeah.
It feels like using that in just sort of a way that makes me go, nah.
No, dude, I completely get that. And it's just, and there again, it goes back to, it's the same with knives, the knives we like, as reviewers, we're going to do the reviews that suit and fit and work best for us.
Right.
That's exactly what we're going to do.
I think if I had a better connection with some of the bigger companies, if Kershaw or CRKT or one of these companies was like, hey, we'd like to send you some stuff, I would tell them, you send me whatever you want, because they're a giant company. My opinion isn't really going to sway sales one way or another for them, right? It isn't, not really.
Right.
And I think I'd be like, sure, send me whatever. I'm going to be, like Nick always says, I'm going to be 100% honest. If it's good, it's good. If it's junk, it's junk.
Right.
But the stuff that we get particularly tends to come from smaller makers, people that are trying, they want to get their name out there. They'd like to have something be meaningful. And so I just have to be kind of careful about who I say yes to, because I don't want to be the guy that accidentally screws up some guy's knife design arc because I'm one guy that just didn't like his stuff.
No, I totally get that. I've had that. I've definitely had that thought run through my head. It's like, and it's hard. I mean, I don't know. No, I know I don't make it look easy. Ask the Boutron. But it can be hard at times, when you're really, because you don't want to be, just a perfect example, those SRK knives I just had those self-reliant knives, those fixed blades. Yeah. This guy's trying to get his business up and running. Now, I really did like those knives. They were perfect EDC size.
Yeah.
I really, really liked them a lot. But unfortunately, she's going to flick something at me. Oh, I lost all train of thought. That's the Invictus, isn't it?
Yeah.
Sorry, SRK.
Sorry, I couldn't help it. I'm sitting here playing with it, and I'm like, this fits my hand so good. JB would love this.
But no, I mean, I'll finish real quick, and then I definitely want to look at those. But no, I totally completely, I don't want to be the guy that screws up somebody's life dream. I don't think I'm big enough to be able to do that, honestly. But it still plays a little bit of a in the back of your head,
Which is why I was, look, I got so lucky with Adrian. The way I tend to get to know makers is I get interested in what they're doing and I buy them. And then I start talking to them about getting others in for review or something.
Sure.
Right.
Sure.
I don't just be like reaching out to people on Instagram. Hey, you do stuff, send me things. it's always, hey, I bought this or
Yeah.
whatever, right?
Right.
Do you have others, and would you mind, sending something for review? I'll send them back to you. This is not, I don't intend to keep them,
Right.
and that's how these conversations start. So I've been very lucky in that regard. Guys like, Adrian D'Souza and Damn Designs, where, by purchasing into their world and then getting to know them, they've been very generous in sending things back.
Yeah.
Sure.
But, I don't, like I said, we've said it. I just don't want to be, am I so small that this is just my own ego getting in the way? Maybe. But the knife community has a very long memory for very small details.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, I cannot tell you how many times I've showed a Benchmade and I get 12 comments. Yeah, those have, these issues and that issues. And I'm like, in the 90s.
Yeah.
That hasn't happened in forever.
I hear
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So if you say just the wrong thing in just the right way about a knife, that will become the
It
conversation.
sticks. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And so
Yeah.
I just don't, I don't want to do that. But if big companies, like I said, and if big companies, if you're listening, I'm right here. I don't have to love all of their stuff because they're not that worried about my small channel.
Right.
They know that they're going to make their money and things are going to be right. So,
Well, and that's like me and the Civivi Elementum. That knife's going to sell. It's going to sell out. It's going to be great for Civivi, just like pretty much almost any other Civivi has been. But, it was just my opinion. Didn't care for it.
Yep.
So, all right. Now you taunted me. Now you have to show me that Invictus, please.
show him the money.
Oh.
See?
I love that blade. That's by far my favorite blade of them all. I love that.
This is absolutely, this is my favorite.
Yes.
I mean,
so, on my channel, I'm constantly saying things like D2 fatigue is real and D2 G10, that's the collector in me talking. It doesn't
Sure.
mean the knives aren't good.
Sure.
These are some of the best G10 and D2 knives I've put in my hand in 2 years.
Yeah.
oh yeah, the
the-
feel, the finish. I mean, everything about
Absolutely
this.
out of this world, man.
And I'm totally, I get exactly where you're coming from with that. And on the flip side, I am so glad that this is the route he went with them.
right.
Yeah.
Because
right.
these knives are going to wind up in a lot more people's hands.
For sure.
Oh yeah.
And a lot more people are going to be able to experience Damn Design knives. And I think that's really gonna go a long way for him.
This is my favorite. The Cerberus.
I like that. I like that one. I like
Yeah.
the,
How much do I have to like a knife to not care that it's jade?
well, I'm with you
Huh?
there, but
Okay.
no, I hear
Like,
you.
it
I hear you.
takes will and intent. This thing, okay, so once again, this is Big Hand Reviewer. For me, now look, the Invictus is fantastic. To me, this is everything the Invictus is, but I just love the blade shape.
Sure.
It's beautifully done.
He is absolutely slaying it with these. I love the pivot. There we go.
Yeah.
So, okay. And I got to tell you something. These are very, very sharp. Now, are we supposed to talk about who made these? I don't remember.
I'm not 100% sure on that.
Yeah, I'm not either.
Okay. It's a company everybody knows. It's one of the smaller companies, and they better let us tell everybody, because this is how that company is going to sell way more knives.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Because these are fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, do you have these coming through the pass around?
I do. Yeah. I signed up through them through the pass around. I didn't and then right after I did that, I think you mentioned something about having them come in or whatever.
Yeah, I'm just letting you know, if you're 6th or 7th on the list and you're tired of waiting, I'll put all these in a box tomorrow and send them to you.
Dude, I would almost take you up on that, but let's do it. Let's see how it rolls and do it after I get back from Nebraska, because I'm going to be gone for a little while. And I mean,
Man, you do your thing. I'm so jealous of you for
but
your
I just didn't want to, you know what I mean? I just don't want to hold them up in case somebody else wants to see them. That's what I'm saying.
I like this one too. The Stonewash on these is flipping awesome.
Oh yeah.
You can't.
Oh yeah, I can get a pretty. Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's
I like that.
beautiful.
I like that.
And my little hands. I mean, it's got a great feel to it.
So here's the joy of knives, right? Not the joy of that other thing. Joy of Knives. We were at a friend's house the other day, and I brought these to share because he's a bit of a knife guy too. He's on our live sometimes. His name is Chris. He's a really cool dude. We were at his house, and I'm showing him the other ones because I have a least favorite of these. Right? It's this one. Doesn't mean it's bad. It's just it's not my.
Yeah, I'm
I
with you.
got to this. Well, but here's the thing. I opened all these others, and then I opened this one up, and he just immediately gravitated to it. He's like, "Why did you not open with that? That is, I love that blade shape. It's so good."
Yep.
It was cool, right? And it's a reminder that I am not in my little echo chamber inside my head is great and everything, but you never know what's going to make somebody stand up and jump. And this totally caught his eye. Yeah. And again, not just for Adrian's sake, but for my own, there is nothing wrong with this knife. It's just not my favorite pattern.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
God, these are good.
No,
they're on Amazon right now, and they're $49.
Yeah, I might not wait. For the pass around. Honestly.
I'm telling you, man, if you got a favorite, and there's only a few hundred of each, so if you got a favorite,
get on it.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I just might have to go that route because I definitely don't want to miss him. And I mean, I love Adrian. Adrian's an awesome dude. I want to support him in every facet that I'm able to support him because, well, I mean, it's there again, guys like him and Dylan and they're just beautiful people. I mean, what else can you say?
No, we have met. So, it's interesting because thanks to this thing that we do and the shows that we've gone to. Oh, we're going to share the dog.
Puppy. Oh, what's her name? I forgot her name. What's
That's
her
Lola.
name? Lola, yes. Oh, she is beautiful.
Yes, she is.
Her squeaky balls are hidden right now.
We've been really lucky. Now, some of the older designers that have been doing shows for a while, they're a little harder to impress. You meet them and they go, "Yeah, how you doing?" Right. But we have met a bunch of young, sort of upcoming designers that have just completely blown me away. Dylan being one, Adrian being another, Lewis being another, Derek being another.
Yeah.
These guys are committed to their craft. They are committed to what they're doing and their art, and yet they're still friendly because they're not enormous.
And it's a blast to watch them grow and see what they're doing.
Oh, for sure.
Derek's got some pretty cool things coming up.
Dude, Derek is he is an artist.
Oh,
and
man.
He's figured out how to work the system in a way, use the system in a way that lets him design the knives he wants to design, have them made for him. It's a really, I like the model. I would love it if his knives, he needs a budget line, but
that was a dog. Sorry.
He needs a budget line because now thanks to my new reality, I'm now a budget knife guy in many ways.
Yeah.
But I'm just telling you, I love that opportunity, to meet these guys. Now, 20 years from now, if Derek stays with it, some of these guys, Dylan and Derek and Adrian, we may have to wait in line at the shows to go up and say hi to them.
Right.
I remember when, hi, remember me. And I hope so for all of them.
We could be opening, a CRKT or whatever. And it could be, D'Souza, or whatever, because let's face it, CRKT, they're when you talk about stable of designers, they're to me, nobody can beat them, I don't think.
No, nobody can beat them except in every other aspect of knife making.
Nobody can beat them but themselves.
Yeah, I said something to Scott Williams, Big Boy Knife and Gear, the other day. He was posting, I think, that very knife.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, everyone, dear CRKT, please just do a little better. And the response was CRKT, lol, no. Because they don't have to, right? No. And that's what I was talking about. I would love it if they'd send me 50 knives and, 20 of them be kind of fun and cool, and 30 of them would just be, whatever. But they've decided that that's where their market lives. And if CRKT, if you're listening, and of course you are, why wouldn't you be? You can do it differently. You can make guys like us we talked about this in that one where we talked about all their new stuff for 21.
Yeah.
You could make us just jaw drop and go, oh my God, this is the new thing, because you have the tooling, you have the capacity, you have the designers.
Sure.
But they don't need us. Right.
Yeah,
their market is, $30 to $70, and they sell 1,000 knives, to every 10 knives other companies sell already.
Oh yeah. Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, you're right, dude. The designer, I would love to get a look at the designer name catalog for CRKT because it is deep.
Dude, just go on the website, man. It's
That's true.
incredible. It's incredible.
That sounds like work. I would just like them to send me a book, but you know, whatever.
CRKT, send me this.
Right. Hey, I'm an important knife reviewer. Send
Yeah,
me things.
exactly,
That's never going to happen.
I know. But yeah, and there again, you know, like the Pilar 3.
Yeah.
Dude, I love the Pilar 3.
That's a
I
great
loved
knife.
it. I absolutely loved it.
I don't know where it is.
Now, the Trask it's similar. It's got a similar shape and design and stuff, you know, but they are two drastically different knives. And you know why they're drastically different? Price.
Yeah. And I mean, if you're going to have both of those, which one are you going to choose?
Well, the Pilar 3.
It's exactly. And I don't know. I guess I just don't understand that. I don't understand why they do that. I mean, because I kind of have the same feeling you do. You know, if you're going to throw both of those in front of me, to me, it's going to be the Pilar 3.
Yeah. And that's the thing that, I mean, I love Vox's designs. Vox is a great designer. Eric Oakes with the Trask. I love a lot of Oakes's designs. I like this design. I like pretty much everything about this knife, except the fact they put a deadbolt lock on it and think they have to charge double the price.
Right.
That makes no sense to me.
Is it over here?
No.
Oh.
So
we don't know where ours is right now.
I don't have one, so I would show it, but I don't have one. So,
but we have one somewhere, but yeah.
Well, actually, that's not true. I have one, but it's in a box that's going to end up going to someone because I showed it last night.
Yeah.
But it's all packed up and there's no way in hell I'm unpacking those. But, you know, and that's just the thing. And this is actually one of the first really the deadbolt lock knives that I really like because of the size, to be perfectly honest with you. It's a good size. Yeah, it's kind of slightly a little bit fidgety. Slightly kind of a little bit fidgety. You know,
people that don't have knife channels will never understand the struggle of trying to flip open a knife on camera. It's just the damnedest thing. You're like, all day long, you never miss. You get on camera, like, I love this knife, and it goes, you know, like this. You're like, what? Just dang it.
I always blame the camera. It's 98% me, but I blame the camera because, well, I can, and I'm gonna do that. But no, but yeah, there's an obvious difference because I'm still like you know, CRKT didn't send me a box of 50 knives.
Right.
So, you know, I mean, this is a pass around knife. So God love the pass around. And I don't know where I'd be without them. But, you know, if I'm going to choose between two knives that look really similar and I can spend $50 or I can spend $100, I'm probably going to get two $50 knives because, well, that's more content for the channel and it just makes more sense to me.
Well, the pass around's huge, and
it is.
It's been awesome. Unless you get a knife and you reviewed it and you realize it's still sitting on your table. Yeah.
We've had that a while. Sorry, David.
Yeah. Sorry, David. I've had this one for a little while, but
trust me, it's happened to me.
I would not have had this if it wasn't for the pass around.
Oh, yeah, no, sure. That's exactly right. That is exactly right.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's a pretty cool part of it too, is you get to review knives that you wouldn't normally go purchase.
Without a doubt. Without a doubt.
And of course, you know, it's friendly to the wallet being in the pass round.
Right.
Oh yeah.
I recently joined, there's a smaller group run by a very young knife reviewer that I got to be part of. And I finally decided to jump on. I have a couple of knives coming from that. But it's weird because when I was working, I actually backed away a little bit from the pass around group because I was always late getting stuff back out because that's not, you know, my life wasn't organized around that. And when this young guy started his own pass around group, initially there were these like, oh, you're gonna keep the knife for 6 days and you're gonna send it so-and-so, and they're gonna have it 3 days from that. And there was this organizational structure that I was like, I can't do that. I don't want to play.
Yeah. No, I hear you. Yeah.
But he's been doing it a while now and that has relaxed a bit.
Yeah.
So I'm on board, but I love the concept of a pass around. The interesting thing is, I think that people, particularly viewers, again, I think that they think that we have access to way more knives than we do for free.
Yeah.
And the pass around group is one of the only few true realities about that. And it's not free in the sense that, you know, we don't get to keep them, but it gives us an opportunity to explore a much wider selection of knives than we might otherwise have the opportunity to. But we don't, they're not ours.
Yeah.
Well,
You know,
I mean,
I sorry, go ahead.
no, that Legatus is a perfect example.
Yeah.
That's a $300 knife.
Right.
It cost me $8.50 to review it.
Exactly.
Exactly.
I mean,
I get that a lot. People are, you know, I see the complaints. Oh, these reviewers, they get all these knives for free. What do they care? They're just shilling for the company. And before I had a channel, that almost made sense to me. And then I started doing this and realized that's not how it works at all.
no.
No. Even the big boys, you know, the Chavazes and the Slicey Diceys and, you know, Metal Complex, who has just exploded into the world. That's not how it works. We get people that are generous enough to send us their own collection stuff to review and look at. We have pass around groups.
Yep.
Some makers, if you're lucky, are willing to either give you a discount or send you some stuff to look at. But then usually you have to love something and then box it back up and send it home.
Sure.
Which I hate. I hate that part.
Oh yeah, it was.
Just when you get one that you really love.
Yeah.
There was almost tears when I sent the Legatus away.
That is your
Almost
knife
tears.
all over, man. You and Christine can fight. We'll do a Thunderdome event at Blade Show West. You guys can fight over the Legatus. That G10.
I'll win because he'd never hurt me.
That's
No,
true.
yeah, I'd lose.
Send
I'd
Nelly in,
lose.
and that will just be
Oh,
very
he'd send
fatality.
Nelly in, and I could never hurt Nelly. So.
That red carbon fiber G10 thing they have going on in the handle is just out of this world.
Yeah.
It was and the action, the weight, the feel, it was a complete knife, and I was like, wow, this is QSP saying, we're here, boys.
Yeah, they're not messing around.
Yeah, and to me it really was. It's like, look what we can do. And I'm like, I have the Penguin, which I love. I love the Penguin. Penguin's a fantastic knife. And then we have the Legatus. And I'm like, wow.
In the last QSP went from, so when I first met David at Blade West 2 years ago, he was working the QSP table, and they had a lot of knives that
they were okay.
Wouldn't review. Yeah. Not because they were bad, but just because the designs didn't work for me, and there was a bunch of stuff going on. I was like, yeah, no, it's okay. And in the last 2 years, they have just turned all of that up to 11. Like the Penguin and a whole bunch of other designs and great materials and unique and interesting materials. Yeah. And their fit and finish is just on point.
Yeah.
And so when they came out with this, exactly what you said, I was like, this is their coming out party. They were like, here we are.
Well, I feel like QSP they're one of those companies that are really paying attention. You know, they're listening to the reviewers and everybody and what it is that everybody wants
and because they're an OEM, they figured out that if they can produce their own stuff that is really good, other people will want them to build things for them as well.
Right.
It's exactly what I was gonna say. I was exactly gonna say that because we got this.
Yeah.
And then every Finch knife I've laid my hands on. Well, not every. That's not true. The first couple were made by Best Guy. Let's say the last, 3 or 4. Yeah. They do great work. They really do.
What is the gray knife at the top of your table?
That is the one that I got from Mr. Grateful Panic and everyone else. That's the Jasmine amazing. From Alliance Designs. Laconico design.
Put that in your hand, JB. Let me see.
Oh, it's near porno.
Oh, I need that one.
Whoops, sorry.
Now that's one of the customs, right?
That's the Alliance. It's the production.
Oh, Alliance production. Okay.
Yeah, it's the production. Or what'd they call it? I don't think they call it a semi-custom. I still believe it's a production. But it is
Alliance Designs here.
We do.
Yeah.
I don't know where it is.
I do.
Oh.
It's in the other room.
Do we know who builds for Alliance? Who builds the knives for Alliance?
I
Oh, let me rephrase that. Are we allowed to talk about who builds the knives for Alliance?
That I don't know.
Fair enough.
I don't know the answer to that question.
Isn't that interesting?
And I'm not quite sure I know the answer to your second question.
It would be, so we get information like that from time to time.
Sure.
Who's making what for who, and and what it is. And it would be so easy to essentially use it for clickbait.
Yeah.
I know where this is coming from. And yet you, and I know that we don't, and the channels that we tend to orbit around don't do that. We always ask, can we talk about this part?
Oh, sure.
And I love that about us, because it's easy to be loud. I just wanted to point that out. I love that. If somebody sends something to us and says, hey, this is my new thing, here's where it came from, but please don't talk about it, we just go, okay, and we move on to talk about everything else.
Yeah. No, I have asked, and I have been told no, or just straight up not answered.
Yeah, right.
About who makes it. And I'm like, okay, obviously they don't want to talk about it.
Yeah, and sometimes they don't, but that's okay, and yeah, there it is.
So I mean,
our Alliance designs.
Oh yeah.
The Demos.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, this one.
Is that a harpoon? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I like that.
And guess what, JB?
What?
Sadly, it is too small for a therapeutic edge.
Oh, bummer.
Yeah.
It's so sad that it's going to have to go in my pocket. Yeah.
Have you met Eugene Kwan? Eugene Kwan's dashboard reviews?
I have not. I have not.
He's
I love this knife.
I think he's taking a little bit of a hiatus from YouTubing. And so we got this from him, and oh my God, what a wonderful knife.
Yes.
It's a little small for me. It's
I'm sorry to hear that, Peter.
It's
Christine,
a lot small.
I'm happy to hear that.
So I got to give I picked it up, and I got to gift my beautiful wife her. I think this is sort of peak collection for you.
Maybe.
No, I'm sorry, no, the Pathfinders.
The Pathfinders,
a little bit,
yeah. But I mean, I had this one, I carried it for a while, and then most recently I had it was on my Instagram too. I mean, it was 3 days consecutively in my pocket, and I don't normally do that. But it's
so light. And if your Jasmine is made even close to the same quality as this thing, that is a superb knife.
Yes.
Well, I have the I can't reach it right now. I'm tethered, but I have the anchovy as well.
Oh, nice.
The anchovy. I'm not
do you have it handy?
I don't. Well, hang on. Let me see real quick.
Well, he does that, folks. We're gonna something new from Kaiser. This is the Deviant.
That's very cool.
This is a great little knife.
There it is. I found it. I find it. Okay, here we go.
We have him rummaging.
You do. That's okay though.
Oh,
I like that. Oh, come on now.
Oh, that is long. Is that?
That is sleek and stabby.
Yeah. Hashtag pokey stabby, without a doubt.
Yes.
The hollow grind on that is out of this world.
Oh, it is. It is. And it's just, I mean, the action. Ow. Yeah, the action.
The action's good.
Yeah, it is. It didn't cut me. I promise. Never mind. You can't see my thumb anymore.
Oh.
No, it didn't get me. It didn't get me. But I thought it did. But yeah. Oh, now this portion of it, I've never really had a big liking for the milling.
It's very deep, huh?
But it is deep. But you know what? It really lends to the grip of the two middle fingers. It really does.
Yeah.
And I like it now.
Now, is that all? Are you all 4 fingers on that, or is that? I can't tell how big that is.
Oh yeah, I have about a good ½ inch left over.
That's perfect for me.
You're gonna start collecting Alliance designs?
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to get an actual
2 jobs.
job. Yeah.
Yeah, 2.
This one is let's see, what's that say there? Foster SoCal.
I don't know what that means.
It's a Foster SoCal design.
Oh, Foster.
Oh,
okay. So when you say SoCal, I think Southern California. So I was like, what?
Well, I think that's what it is, isn't it?
Oh,
isn't it Foster
knives,
Southern California? Now it's not one that I'm really familiar with, so I'm probably sticking my foot in my mouth, but I'm pretty sure that's what it stands for.
That's really interesting. This is, again, one of the things about doing
That
this
was,
job. Is
wait, was that your purchase or was that a pass around?
This was a gift.
Okay.
Yeah, it was.
Well,
It
okay
was a
then.
gift.
Hell of a gift. That is very nice.
Yeah, you tell me about it. I mean, that's the other thing. The I mean, well, we talked about it last night on SKO. We talked about it today on Zax. It's just the generosity of the people that we meet day in and day out. I told the story of
Yeah.
Logan, right? Logan,
Yeah.
I talked to Logan and his mom the other day.
Aw.
I got him on Instagram. I was like, hey man, can Jack Farmboy wanted to send something to him. He sent it to me. It's a surprise. Let's just say Zach would like it. But I had to he's not 18.
Right.
So I wanted to talk to his mom or his parents, whatever, and just double check. And I told her what he did. And she's like, really? I'm like, yes, ma'am. He contacted me out of the blue and said, I want to be part of this community. I want to help.
Yep.
And I'm like, dude, come on. This is too cool. So,
Yeah.
day in and day out, we meet people like that. And it just compounds over and over and over. I mean, like I said, I have 9 medium flat rate boxes down there.
Yeah.
Stuffed.
That
they
is
are
so
stuffed
cool.
to the gills with stuff people have sent in.
I'm gonna actually say the following. Yes, it is the community, but I sort of tease and poke at you for being the center of that. Man, there are lots of you reviewers. There are lots of channels. There are lots of people that do what we do, and ever more now thanks to COVID. You have a unique knack for bringing people together, and I was a beneficiary of this. But more than that, just in kindness and in thoughtfulness, you bring people together in a meaningful way that makes them want to do good for other people. Now, they would have done it on their own. Maybe they're good people that they just don't know how to find that direction. You bring it to people in a way that makes them feel like they're part of something, like they're participating, and like it's an obvious, this is just a really good thing to do. And the reason I feel that way is because they're bringing it to me. You're not out there saying, you got to do this. And, it's the way that you handle, I don't know, man. It's the way that you handle being the nexus of all this that makes it. And Zach, of course, too. I'm not, but we're talking to you.
No, I got you.
Right?
I hear you.
You're not, there are others that are equally good at being kind and thoughtful, but
of course,
you really are. You're the center of the wheel, man, for sure. And would all this stuff happen without you? Well, no.
Yeah.
So just it is you. It really is. It's the work that you do, the way that you talk to people, the way that you bring people on board and share other people's lives and realities in a way that is everything other than harmful. It is thoughtful and generous and kind and considerate. That's you. And so know that that's important.
I need my sniffy paper now.
Oh, brother.
I got a coupon I'll send you.
I had to throw that in there just because of the coupon. But no, and I don't mean to make light of that, Peter, because I do really appreciate you saying that. And I like doing it. I like because, there again, we talk about Zach and his DSKFS. And that's how he brings it into the world. I guess mine doesn't have, I don't have a name for mine, but I try to do the same thing, and that's just kind of how I try to do it.
And it's simply just paying it forward.
Yeah, for sure. And there you go, like Jimmy Slash and Piff and that type of thing, talk about pay it forward. To be perfectly honest with you, he was probably my inspiration. He was my inspiration. Let's tell the truth about it. He was my inspiration for me wanting to. I was like, wow, I have this platform now that I could really do some cool stuff with if I put my mind to it. And that's just,
And there's nothing better. I was always bummed out here when Fast Track came around because I was always taught, do something nice for somebody. Whether it be somebody's having a crappy day and you just say something to them, get them to smile.
Sure.
You know, the smallest things can really make a person's day. And I used to go over our Bay Bridge or our other bridge that we have a few of them, and I'd always pay for the person behind me.
Yeah.
When Fast Track came around and you just fly through the bridge, you don't stop to pay anymore. I couldn't do
Yeah.
that anymore.
Yeah.
So then it became, you know, like if I'd go through a drive-through or something somewhere, you know, here's an extra $20, put it towards the next people behind me,
Sure.
and the people behind them or whatever.
Right.
And there's nothing better than being a knife reviewer now and being able to, you know, somebody you're reviewing something or you're doing a live and somebody's really talking about that knife that, you know, you're showing and how much they like it. And you know, they've been a big part of the community. And if this person's watching, they're going to know who it is. You know, to be able to, hi cat butt. Hi son. Here's my 18-year-old. It's my son, Ryan.
Hey Ryan, how you doing, man?
Doing good. How about you?
Good to meet you, man.
It's nice to meet you.
This is JB.
This is JB. He's our BigRedEDC. He's the one who always on
JB.
Saturday.
Well, there you go. No, that's the table, but that's my hand.
Yeah.
Sorry. You don't want to see me, man. You don't want to see me. I'm scary.
Oh, back to that.
Also, we'll sticker later.
Yes, we will show you pictures.
Oh yes, the
Sorry about it.
No, that's okay.
Oh wow. Next Friday?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Sorry, he's giving me his
No.
work schedule.
No worries. No worries at all.
All right, man.
It's life, man, right?
Yeah.
Right.
So
Life
anyway, so
happens all the time.
this person really liked this knife that I was talking about. And he has been to all the lives. He's always commenting. He subs to me, he subs to Pete, he subs to you, he subs to Zach. He's, you know, he's always around. And so I just said, okay, reached out to him, said, hey, what's your address? I want to send you some stickers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was a big lie. I sent him the knife that he was really
Mhm.
like. But it feels good. It feels good too, because you know that makes their day. And it's something that you can do,
Sure.
you know, and you just know that you're putting a smile on somebody's face for maybe something that they can't afford to go get or they can't do. And I've got it and I can do it. So, you know, and reaching out to help the people in the community when you're doing the, you know, like the giveaways, like the big raffle for Jack. I mean, it's awesome to have the opportunity when people helped us out. I mean, we appreciate it so much, and to be able to give that back, and you know,
Right.
it feels good. It's really awesome.
Oh, it does feel good. And then, and maybe I've thought about this before, but maybe I guess, and I'll talk from the psychological aspect of it there, sir. It's good to make yourself feel good, isn't it?
Yeah.
There's no question.
Yeah.
Look, there's no altruism. That's a fantasy word. People do what we do for others because the payback isn't in riches, it isn't in wealth, it isn't in fame, but it makes us feel good to do these things for other people. And that is the payoff.
Exactly.
And that's totally okay. There's this, people always say, oh, they only do it because it makes me feel. Well, yeah, of course. If this made me feel miserable, I wouldn't do it.
Exactly. Because I mean, when you think about it, is it, it's extra. We take on extra stuff, like with this raffle. You take, because you, like you said, I said one night, I'm the one herding the cats, and it kind of is in a little way, but the payoff in how good it makes me feel to be able to help someone.
Yeah.
It doesn't even compare.
Right.
And that's the best, man.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what I was talking about. That's your nature.
It's
your organizational ability to bring people together to do good work. And it's your passion. It makes you happy. And when you're happy, hi, cat. Yes, you're done.
The cat's happy. When I'm happy, the cat's happy.
That's right. But it resonates, man. And I think that's really cool. I had, one of the funny things about what I do for a living when I'm doing it, is that I can run into people, and sometimes I've met people and people think that I'm kind of distant, and I can be kind of distant, and a little bit cold, because when I'm being a working therapist, that job takes so much of my empathy that when I meet people out in the world and they're like, here are my problems, I tend to go, I'm really sorry. And then a little bit, because that switch is hard to turn on and off.
Oh
You know
no,
what I mean?
no, I totally understand what you're saying about that for sure.
You know,
Has to.
it's an interesting thing to kind of have to deal with, because there's a part of me that very much wants to know if someone is having trouble, what is happening? Can I help? What's going on?
Sure, sure.
And then so being able to be of assistance to others sort of through you and through the things that you do and the stuff that Zach does and the way that you guys do that allows both of us to be a participant, but also maintain, you know, because we have to hold a fair amount of ourselves. You know, she's a trained life coach. So we have to kind of hold, you know, a bit of ourselves out, and you have given us an outlet to be of benefit and help to other people without it having to be the work that we have to do.
Mhm.
Does that make sense? Like we don't.
It absolutely makes sense. It absolutely makes sense.
You do and you guys do such a great job. It's you know, it's never like, hey, here's a person who's having problems, and we go, well, I wonder, is that no? It's always like, okay, great, here's what we can do. I think it's great, man. I really do. I think that you should start a foundation. The
Called Holy Smoke.
Holy Smokes, the Holy Smokes Foundation, where you know we'll get Josh on board. We'll borrow some of the pay it forward. We'll make giant bumper stickers that say, you know, do something kind for someone. Yep. And that, you know, 20 years from now, man, that'll be our legacy. That'll be your legacy piece. That, you know, there'll be this organization that just you'll be Night Rider. Oh my God. You'll just move through the night helping people that need help mysteriously. You know, off you go.
Will I have a little red light across my forehead that keeps
Yes.
going back and forth?
We will get you a pickup truck with a red light in the front.
Yes.
A red pickup truck.
A red pickup truck with a red light.
Yes.
Yes. I'm in. I'm done. Yeah. You sold me. Red pickup truck. You sold me.
The
I'm
Red
in.
Industries 2000. The right.
There you go. There you go. Nice. Oh my goodness. You guys are so awesome. I love you guys so much. I do.
We love you too, brother.
I love you guys. It's been fantastic talking with you. I don't want to keep you guys up too late. I know you probably you actually have jobs where, like normal people, that have to go to work during the day.
One of us is a responsible adult right now. The other one sitting here is me.
Okay.
But yes,
okay.
She does have to get up in the morning.
So I don't want to keep you too late. I know you've got to get up in the morning, and I know you've probably had a busy day you've had a busy day relaxing and enjoying the day you should have, I think.
Right. Yep.
And you said you spent some time with your mom. That's absolutely fantastic. Like I said, I'm going to go do that here in the near future. And we need to take and make time for that as much as possible, because
yes,
unfortunately someday we won't be able to. So
life is too short, man.
It definitely is. Yeah. Definitely is. So guys, thank you so very much for doing this. I greatly appreciate it. I'm going to talk to you many times before then, but I'm very much looking forward to seeing you guys in October. I hope nothing.
Oh yeah.
I will be. Last year I was very sad. If something happens this year,
nope, don't jinx it.
You and I are going to need to talk a lot, Peter. I'll just tell you that right now.
I have a thought about that, and it goes this way. If something was to happen to Blade Show, we all have our reservations anyway.
Well, that is true.
Go.
That is true. We could just make our own.
That's right.
Yeah.
I mean, it'd be 10 of us instead of whatever the giant thing is, but I'm into that. We have the reservations, everything's set, and unless California shuts down completely, which it will not.
And we could go down there and all do some kick-ass lives down there.
Right?
Yeah.
So the conversation to be having is we're going to Blade West unless it doesn't happen, and then we're going to the Big Red Gathering. I made that up just now, but I'm going to patent it.
Are you drinking lemonade?
I'm drinking Gatorade because part of my recovery from everything that I went through is that I have to stay really hydrated, but I can't drink very much at a time.
Gotcha.
So I have to drink all day.
I was going to say, if you're drinking lemonade, I'm jealous right now.
It actually has a little lemonade in it.
Because I haven't had lemonade in a long time, and that sounds really good right now.
Well, man, then as we break this up, go find yourself a lemonade.
Yeah. I think I'll have to. But yeah, thanks again, guys, so much.
Thank you.
Guys, if you don't know who Women Carry Knives and a Therapeutic Edge are, you're wrong. That's all I can say. You're just wrong. They're two of the absolutely most wonderful people I've had the opportunity of meeting in this crazy world we call the knife and EDC community. And basically in the world in general. So thank you guys so very much, and much love and respect to you all.
Okay. You went away for a minute. Man,
did I?
look,
Oh,
this
crap.
has been an absolute pleasure, as always. The problem, of course, with us and you is that we love talking to you so much that we forget we're doing a thing for you, and we just go off.
That's what it's for.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's what it's
It's been
for.
a blast. Thank you so much for having us.
Yeah, thank you so much, JB. You know we love you.
You guys, I love you guys. And I will talk to you
And everybody.